Hello everyone, it's Annie, and today I'm here with my December TBR, and I am doing the Reindeer Readathon like I did last year. I am so excited. This is a really fun readathon where the prompts are all based on the reindeer that pull Santa's sleigh, so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to also be very ambitious. I have a lot of books that are left over from like TBRs that I have wanted to read but I just never got around to, and a lot of books that were like gifts to me that I should read, so it's gonna be a long one, but let's go. So the first prompt is Dasher, which is to read a short story collection or a novella. And for this prompt, I'm going to read Rock Eaters, which is a short story collection by Caribbean authors, and this is for the Reading Women Challenge, I believe. And I still haven't gotten to this prompt. This is like one of the last prompts for that challenge that I haven't gotten to this year. So it's available from my library. It's an audiobook, which means it will also count for the bonus prompt, Christmas Carols. So I'll get some extra points for reading an audiobook. And I'm hoping it's good. I really know nothing about it except that it's by Caribbean authors and the cover looks cool. I have heard good things about it, so we'll see how this goes. The next prompt is Dancer, and it's to read a book by one of my favorite authors, and I'm going to read Beast Warrior for this by Nahoko Uehashi. You guys know that I read Beast Player and I really loved it. This is such a good translated YA fantasy, obviously translated from Japanese. This cover is gorgeous. My mom got me these two books and I really have been wanting to read the second one. It is a duology, so this is the last one. And I've been really wanting to read it, but I just haven't gotten around to it, so this is the perfect time to do that. And if you guys don't know the story of the first book, it is about this girl who goes and takes care of these royal beasts, which are like wolf-like creatures that can fly. And she has such a beautiful relationship with the beast that she is tasked with basically training. And it has a lot of very interesting like royal politics and stuff, and it's just a really beautifully written work and a really interesting world as well, so I highly recommend it. And then the next prompt is Prancer, which is to read a book with a travel theme in it. So I'm going to read Winter in Sokcho, which, first of all, this cover and the title, it's perfect for December. This is a translated novel as well, and my library has it as an ebook, so it's going to count for the bonus Christmas lights to read an ebook. This is written by Elisa Chua Dusepin, translated by Anissa Higgins. It is by a French-Korean author, and that I think is just so cool. So this is about a tourist town named Sokcho on the border between South and North Korea. The cold slows everything down. Bodies are red and raw. The fish turn venomous. Beyond the beach guns point out from the north's watchtowers. Interesting. A young French-Korean woman works as a receptionist in a tired guest house. One evening, an unexpected guest arrives, a French cartoonist determined to find inspiration in this desolate landscape. The two form an uneasy relationship. When she agrees to accompany him on trips to discover an authentic Korea, they visit snowy mountaintops and dramatic waterfalls and cross into North Korea. Interesting. Okay, so I have heard this described as if you like The Convenience Store Woman, you will like this. And I did like that book, but I feel like I like this better because I am obsessed with books that have anything to do with North Korea. It is something I'm really, really interested in. And of course, I'm also really interested in books that are translated. And I just think I'm going to love this one. Again, the cover is really what drew me to it in the first place. It's just so wintry and beautiful, like a postcard, and I'm super interested in this, so one of my highly anticipated reads this December. And then the next prompt is Vixen, and it is to read a book that recently caught my eye. So I'm going to read The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. You know that I recently found this on a whim at a thrift store that I went to, and it just caught my eye because it was so, bright red spine on the shelf, and I'm like, ooh, I've heard of this. And it's sapphic, which is awesome. So I'm gonna read this for my sapphic reading vlog this December, and it just sounds so great. The main character is bi, I believe, and she grew up with her mother as like a con woman, but she ran away and she's been like all these different disguises and stuff, and she ends up getting involved with a like bank robbery somehow, or hostage situation. I don't know, it sounds like a wild time. It sounds really, really good, and everyone I've talked to has really enjoyed it, and they say that I will too, so I'm hoping they're right. And the next prompt is Comet, which is to read a 5-star prediction. So I'm going to read Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. The lovely Jess from Books Past Bedtime gifted this to me for my birthday. Thank you so much, Jess. Yes, I'm finally going to read this. You guys can tell that I kind of saved the books with like a wintry, snowy theme for this December. Makes sense, I think. And this book sounds so, so good. It is like a gay ancillary justice, I've heard it. And Martha Wells blurbed it. Yes, so I'm very excited about this. This is about oh yes, here's your note, thank you. This is a chilling account of a dark past wrapped in the warm blanket of a promising future. And like he blurbed it, that means I'm gonna like it. See, that's why it's a 5-star prediction. Okay, so Prince Kiem, a famously disappointing minor royal and the emperor's least favorite grandchild, has been called upon to be useful for once. He's been commanded to fulfill an obligation of marriage to the representative of the empire's newest and most rebellious vassal planet. His future husband, Count Janin, is a widower and murder suspect. Neither wants to be wed, but with a conspiracy unfolding around them and the fate of the empire at stake, they will have to navigate court intrigue, the machinations of war, and the long shadows of Janin's past, and they'll have to do it together. Yes. I mean, what more can I say? This just sounds right up my alley. It sounds perfect for me. I really hope I'm right and that it is going to be 5 stars. Okay, then Cupid means that I have to read a book by an author that is new to me. And, okay, so I have this plan. Fonda Lee is going to be the author. Her 3rd book in the Green Bones saga, I think it's called, is Jade Legacy, and it comes out in December. So, my plan is to do a reading vlog like I did for the Poppy War series. So I'm going to read Jade City for this prompt, and this will also fulfill the bonus that is like to read a book over 500 pages, because this is, I think, 560 pages. It's gonna be a long one. This is what I mean when I said that I'm kind of overly ambitious, because reading 3 huge books just for this one vlog, like, what am I doing? I have too much books. Oh god. Okay, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I might hate it. I don't know. That's why. She's a new to me author. Of course, I think I'm gonna like it because so many people love it, and I just think it sounds so cool. It's basically like a mafia story, and it just sounds really interesting. There's magic in there a little bit, I think. I don't know. It sounds really, really cool. Interesting idea for fantasy. And so while I'm on that subject, I am obviously also going to read Jade War, and that will be for the prompt Donner, a book with a primarily green or red cover. So this book's cover is obviously red, so that will fit for this prompt very well. And Jade Legacy doesn't fit for any of the prompts, but I'm going to read that too. Okay, so the next prompt is kind of a fun one. It's for Blitzen, and it is to read a book that was chosen randomly for me by other people, or like by a die or something. So actually a little while ago, before I even knew about this prompt, I put a poll on the community tab of my YouTube channel, and I asked everyone what they wanted me to read for my next sapphic reading vlog. And a lot of people, well, obviously this was the one with the most votes, it was Honey Girl, and I recently found this in an indie bookstore I visited, so I picked it up. I'll also put a screenshot so you guys don't think I'm cheating of the poll. This did win, and it is about a girl who I think just finished, yes, with her newly completed PhD in astronomy. Grace Porter goes on a girls' trip to Vegas to celebrate. She's a straight A, hardworking, high achiever. She's not the kind of person who goes to Vegas and gets drunkenly married to a woman whose name she doesn't know, until she does exactly that. So this book I have heard such great things about. First of all, the cover is gorgeous. I mean, gosh, this is just an amazing cover. And I'm obviously going to be reading it for my sapphic reading vlog along with The Girls I've Been. I don't know what the third book I'm going to read for that will be. I am biting off a lot in this TBR, so it might only be a 2-book reading vlog. I'm not sure, even though I usually do 3 for the sapphic reading vlogs. We'll see. I just think this is going to be such a fun read. I've heard that it deals more with the main character's mental health rather than the romance, which does sound very interesting to me because even though I do like sapphic romances, I still am not a huge fan of romance in general as my genre of choice. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this book goes. Okay, and the last prompt is Rudolph, which is to read a standalone. So I'm going to read 10,000 Doors of January by Alexi Harrow. You all know that I really liked the Once and Future Witches by her, and I'm reading this for Buzzwordathon's last prompt of the year, which is to read a book with the name of a month in it, I think, is something like that. So I had this planned for a long time, and I just think it'll be really good. It seems really interesting. It says, in a sprawling mansion filled with peculiar treasures, January's scholar is a curiosity herself. As the ward of the wealthy Mr. Locke, she feels little different from the artifacts that decorate the halls, carefully maintained, largely ignored, and utterly out of place. Then she finds a strange book, a book that carries the scent of other worlds and tells a tale of secret doors, love, adventure, and danger. Each page turn reveals impossible truths about the world, and January discovers a story increasingly entwined with her own. I've heard great things about this. I also heard that it does interesting things with language, and you all know that I love linguistics, so I love language in books, especially fantasy and sci-fi books, so I'm very much looking forward to this one. I guess this also could count for the prompt, my favorite author, but you're not allowed to double up on these prompts, so we'll see. I know this is also kind of a long one, I think. So we'll see how much I get through with this TBR. This was a long one. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, although I may be, I'm not sure. But I will do my best, and wish me luck, and let me know what books you're most looking forward to reading for either this readathon or the month of December in general, and let me know what team you're on for Reindeer Readathon. I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!